I'll go first. Marco, great to see you again. Just very quickly, I wanted to ask you about team updates and any injuries. How's the team looking so far for tomorrow?
Yes, not nothing new to be honest. The players, they were available for the last match. They will be available again. Apart from the two new players, they arrived as well. As you know, Lukic is coming for our football club. Will arrive this evening in our football club, and of course, it's a decision that we have to take and to make. And all the others, they are available.
Absolutely, thank you. And just for this game, obviously you came up against Chelsea, beat them last time. And they've brought in a number of players, so it probably is a very different team you're facing in that sense. What kind of changes do you expect from a team like that?
Yes, of course, we'll be different in certain areas of the pitch with different profile of players as well. I think their idea will be there, even if you know that during the match, and they have the capacity to change systems and to do something different during the match. Against us, the way they started, we prepared the game for them to start with 4, and they came here and they play with 3 at the back. All that situations, of course, we are going to be ready to face this type of different formations they can present during the match. About the players, okay, difficult to predict right now, because as you know, they made a very good number of big number of new players arriving. Of course, let's see if what the players they can start as well. We are aware, we are ready for the situation if they are new players arriving at football club.
Lovely. And obviously in true Fulham fashion, you were still doing signings up until the very last day. You brought a number of new signings. What kind of things do you expect from them, and how pleased are you with the squad right now?
As I said sometimes to you here during the last month and a half, probably, everything was planned from ourselves as a technical staff, with our board as well. Before the World Cup break, there were 2 positions that we wanted to strengthen in our squad: the right back position, and to create a different competition in our midfielder zone as well, a midfield zone with a new profile as a player to come to more competition inside, to give us different solutions as well. It's true that we was again busy last day for us as a football club. I know that you like it as well. Sometimes we don't like so much. We prefer to have them earlier, but it's part of the process, part of the market. Sometimes it's not easy to do, even if I would like, and we would like as a football club, to have the players earlier, because it's always better for us, more time to work with them, with a busy January in terms of games as well. It will be always better if they arrive early. About both, different, okay, as you know, to create more competition between Kenny, Kevin and the player that is Cedric right now is always important for us. And the other player to arrive for our midfield zone. You know that some players that they are not having the games that they would like to have, or they have to, like, sometimes they come and they would like to go. Was the situation of Nathan Chalobah and Josh, and we have planned to go to sign a different central midfielder, and because that come Lukic to join our football club. Cedric knows Premier League and is playing here so many years already. He's a mature player that will help us for sure. Lukic is another mature player as well, in a very good age, quality player that will come to add something different for us, and again, as I said, creating different competition and raise the level. I think both they are going to raise the level of our team, and is everything what we want.
Lovely. Well, thank you, and best of luck.
Hi, Marco. Just to pick up on the back of what you were saying there about the new signings, we're yet to all see what Sander and Lukic can offer, but all of us are familiar with Cedric. In the website, on the club's website, he said that there had been interest in him prior to this transfer window. I know you've worked with him before. What is it about his game that you feel can add to the competition for that right back space in the squad?
Okay, he's a player that I know really well, of course. As you know, and we spoke about it. It was it's been some moments a tough period for Kevin as well. He had some games at the beginning, and for many reasons, the adaptation is not being easy for him. Of course, he's a top professional, top guy. That is being tough for him in certain moments, and we as you know, in some moments that we didn't play with Kenny, we have adapted Bobby in that position. Bobby can do it well as well. He's a player that can play in many positions, but we need a different profile, a proper right back in that position to compete. Okay, and you know, he's a player that can play right hand side. Cedric can play left side as well in some moments if you need him as well. And experienced player that can fit really well in our team, in our system, in our way to play, and of course we'll give really competition for the other two.
Tomorrow will be your 400th game in charge as a manager. Congratulations for that, first of all, when it comes along.
Okay.
What do you think's been your biggest lesson from when your first game was back in 2011 and you were the manager of Estoril?
Okay. Firstly, I have to be much better manager right now than I was in that moment. Is the first thing. Is the demanding that I create for myself and for my staff, that we have to improve every single day, every single season. We have to try to create different things and to be always better and to adapt quick for the changes in football, because the football, okay, just 10-11 years, but it's so different right now than in that moment. And of course we have to adapt every single season to try to add something for your model, your own idea as well. Is that to be better every single day? I think is the main thing that I get as ambition for me, to be better every single day as a coach, and relationship with the players, to create the right environment, but being really demand from them. They know that they have always the right person around them, but the guy that will demand more from them as well. And of course to make our players to be better every single day. Collectively we have to be better, and of course to make them better players is something that is really important for me.
You already asked about the other leg against Chelsea that was here at Craven Cottage. What a game it was. If you manage to pick up all 3 points tomorrow, you'll jump into 6th place. You'll be on 34 points. That mark has been a sign of survival in the Premier League, the average number of points the last 6 seasons. Has that been spoken about amongst the team?
Not at all.
Not even with the board, nothing at all?
No, we have a target inside ourselves. We know what we talk about in the beginning of the season, and the main thing for us is clear to remain in this competition is our goal. Is not, and we are really focused on that. In terms of number of points or something like that, of course we have a target. I have to tell you that it's not 34 at all. And we have to go step by step. We have to go game by game, and to always with the full focus in the next one. The next one for us will be Chelsea tomorrow, a tough game, a derby again for us, and we have to be at our very best level to compete and to embrace the challenge.
I had to pick up lastly on what you just said there. 34 points isn't the target. So is there a real sense of belief amongst the team that you should be in and around those positions fighting for
because you? Because we believe that 34 will not be enough to remain in Premier League. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Marco, the win at Craven Cottage is fresh in the memory, so people know what that meant to you as a manager, to the players, to the fans as well, but you also know, I'm sure, what it would mean to the fans and the players to win at Stamford Bridge.
Of course we know it's fresh for all of us, but I know that it's fresh for Chelsea players and for their staff and for their fans as well. If you ask me, that it will create even a different but more difficult challenge for us. Definitely, you know, that we played, I don't know, probably 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, and after that result, of course, will be more difficult for us. Not just because we are playing away from home, but you know that we feel really strong at home, and in that environment for us is being a key for us to be stronger and to win football matches. But we know the quality they have. Of course, it's a moment for them to adjust things and to prepare the game against us, and we know that they are going to be stronger in that game, and for that reason I said that we have to be stronger than the game we played against them at home.
What do you make of the money that they have spent on players and the fact that they can spend over £100 million on one player?
If you ask, okay, something that probably no one expected, but I have to I'm not talking about one player, because the amount of money they spend, but they they were really strong in this last summer as well. It's not, they probably is something new because it was January window as well. They did more or less the same thing that they have done in last summer, but the last summer they spent a very good amount of money too, and they strengthened their squad, and they were able to do the same in transfer window. Show their power. If it's too much money or not, it's not for me to talk about it. But just show the power and just show their ambition to improve the squad. It's clear with the younger players, some fresh legs inside. It's clear what they are trying to do. Lucky to them that they have all this power to sign new players, to create this type of scenario in the transfer window.
Lucky for them, but does it feel fair that they're able to spend that much money and other clubs can't, like yourself, for example?
Okay, but I think it's not new. It's not new. I know that everyone is talking about them because there was a big amount of money in January too. But it's not the first time. It's not the first time, and all of us, we know the difference between certain type of clubs and difference in the budget, in the power to go in the market, the money to go in the market as well. I'm much more, I'm not saying concerning, but much more the clubs at our level that they should, if they can show more power than us, and probably we know that top clubs in this country, not just here, will be the same in Portugal, in Italy, wherever, in France, will be everywhere. The clubs with more power, they have more budget, they are bigger clubs, they fight for different targets, different goals as well. Normal, they have more power to go in the market. I have to look first for ourselves. Is my way to prepare our football club for the window, and see around us if some clubs around us with the same profile as a football club, if they have more power than us, that will be a thing that we have to be aware and to do the right things to make our team to be stronger. But if Chelsea show this power, is not for me to comment.
So this is going to be your 400th game as a manager, yes. But I don't know if you know, but this is the 5th time you'll have played away against Chelsea, and it will be with a fifth different team. I wonder what your memories are of playing Chelsea in the past, and maybe how you feel this Fulham team preparing to go to Stamford Bridge. Yes,
different clubs, different times. I remember that the first one was in Champions League, I think. Champions League, completely different competition, but was in Champions League with Sporting. Different clubs. I think I will tell you one memory that for me was the saddest one, but was the thing that comes clear in my mind, was in that stadium at Ryan Mason got injured, and that bad injury when I was in Hull and he was with me, is the thing that came in my mind, because it was really probably my saddest day as a manager in football was that evening, Chelsea against Hull City, because what's happened with Ryan Mason. The other games, they were different for different reasons. Champions League game, Premier League games as well. We had some good performance there, are not so good performance when Chelsea was better, other performance when we perform well and we got good results as well. I think it's part of the game. Tomorrow will be different with a different club. In a derby, will be the second derby for me between Fulham and Chelsea, and it will be a different game for sure than all the others. Each game, different story, and we have to write our own story tomorrow.
But finally, from me then, do you go into this with this Fulham team, knowing what you did against them very recently, feeling that you could come away with a win?
It's the way we prepare always the games. I think it will not be different than what we did when we went to play against Arsenal away from home, or when we went to play against City away from home, or the way we went to play against Palace away from home. And we know their quality, we respect their quality as well. But as always, we look for ourselves really what we can do. Of course, the way we have to block them in some moments, the way we have to be compact, the togetherness, the organization that we have to show. If not, we don't have chance to compete. But in the other side, we have to be ourselves, to express ourselves on the pitch, and to play with the same ambition that we have been playing so far. Okay, you know that is